Hey riders, it's Reggie getting ready for 2022 Reggie Gravel Fest, Reggie Ramble, pre-ramble training camp by Wild Rock Outfitters. Lots coming up that you need to get ready for. And I want to talk about one of the most important things and a new partner for us in 2022, and that's SkratchLabs. And why I think it's one of the most important things is because with our date change to middle of July, it's going to be hot and sweaty. And hydration is going to be really critical, not just drinking water, but drinking the electrolytes and getting all that stuff in your body that you're burning through really quickly in July in this part of Canada. So in the race bags on all 3 days, you're going to get one of these little sample packs. One of these is good for a small bottle. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but you're going to get one of these little sample packs. I think it's important to be using these drinks on every single ride. When you're sweating, which is every ride, you need to be replenishing with the proper electrolytes and some energy as well. And so these are the bigger packs. Why we like SkratchLabs is that you can buy this at almost every bike shop in Ontario. So you can go in, get one of these larger packs, and you'll be good for a few weeks or a month. Use this on your training, use this in your bottle before the ride, because the other thing that SkratchLabs will be doing is showing up with their tent, all their vehicles. They will have coolers at all 3 days where you'll be able to fill up your bottles before, in between loops when you come back in, and post-ride with this hydration drink. So that'll be ready for you at all 3 days of Reggie Gravel Fest and also the pre-ramble training camp. That's important to do because you need to be drinking in these electrolytes as you sweat them out. So you need your potassium, your magnesium, and your sodium, as well as some calories, which is what the hydration mix carries. I'm going to talk about some of the other SkratchLabs drinks that I think are also important for you, but this is the one when you're out sweating on the bike that's going to be most important in July. So with these samples that you get in your race bags, one of these is good for about one of the small bottles that you would normally use. You could use one to 1.5 of these little pouches in a small bottle. If you're going with a large bottle, you probably want about 2 pouches to have sufficient energy and electrolytes in the large bottle. And again, when you're doing any of the 3 days of the Reggie events, we'll have the SkratchLabs coolers and the support tent, all the food that they offer, as well as we'll have some bananas and things like that. That'll all be under the SkratchLabs tent in the start-finish straight of the Reggie Ramble in the fairgrounds at Warkworth. So a lot of support from SkratchLabs. We're super excited to have them. That's how you mix your drink. Don't forget it. And a couple other things from SkratchLabs in addition to the hydration mix. This one is another on-the-bike drink mix called Super Fuel. So what this one does that's a little bit different is that it's heavily loaded on the calories. So this is sometimes an alternative to food and eating or gels, those types of things. It's particularly good when it's hot and you don't feel like having something like food digesting in your stomach. You can get the calories in your drink. So one bottle of this stuff is like 400 calories, which is a few gels. I don't want to call it strong. It's what you need when you're out riding and putting in a big effort. So that's one of the things that SkratchLabs has. You can buy that at a bike shop. Highly recommend for when you're out doing big training rides or you're out doing one of the big ramble rides. The other one, when you're done your ride, is the recovery drink mix. So this is a mix of protein and calories, which is also important. So you'll hear about protein mixes and drinks after rides or after exercise. The protein is good. That's what helps your muscles rebuild after you've killed them on a big ride. But the calories are also important. You need the carbs. You need to replace that glycogen that you've burned through because you've lost it all. And so your muscles need that, and you need that energy again to recover properly. And so this is a mix of the two, protein and carbohydrates, to help you recover properly. So another mix from SkratchLabs. Excited to have them on for Reggie Ramble this year. They'll be in the fairgrounds. You'll get your samples. You'll want to use it for all your training as well as all the rides at the Reggie Gravel Fest. So you're going to see a lot of SkratchLabs at Reggie Gravel Fest. They'll be there at all 3 days with their tents. They'll have food support, drink support. Excited to have them as part of the event this year. Look forward to seeing you in the Warkworth Fairgrounds.